Hello and welcome to your 2021 open enrollment. Today we're going to cover your medical changes moving from Aetna to Blue Cross Blue Shield, no changes to your dental and vision, and then some changes to your life and disability products. Open enrollment starts today and will end on December 7th, 2020, which means you have until that day to complete your elections and submit your enrollment. Eligibility: all the employees that have met eligibility criteria are eligible for benefits aside from yourself, legal spouse, a domestic partner, and children up to the age of 26. The benefits that you will be reviewing are effective January 1, and you are locked in for 12 months. You cannot make any changes unless you experience a qualified event. So on the screen are some examples of those qualified events. Marriage, divorce, loss of coverage, things of that nature. You have 31 days from the date of that event to notify your HR team that you would like to review your options and make any possible changes. We're going to go over the medical plans that are being offered. So these are the new medical plans with Blue Cross Blue Shield. These are in a PPO plan and a national network or national PPO. The first plan is $1,000 deductible. So $1,000 is the individual deductible, $2,000 is going to be the family deductible. Should you meet that deductible in a calendar year, you will pay 20% of all costs until you reach the out-of-pocket maximum. With this plan and all the Blue Cross Blue Shield plans, all of your preventative care services, age-appropriate screenings, and immunizations are all going to be covered in full. And this plan, if you need to go see your doctor, walk-in clinic, make an appointment for a sick visit, it's a $25 copay, specialist $50, and you can self-refer to specialist. Urgent care is $75 per visit, and your emergency room is $250 per visit. Your generic drugs, you're going to pay up to $10 per prescription. Your preferred brand name, $35. Your non-preferred brand name, $60 or $120. And then you have 4 additional tiers under the specialty list. If you need to see what that specialty list looks like, please contact us and we will be happy to send it to you. Your next plan is the PPO 2500. This has a 2500 individual deductible, 5000 family deductible. Again, if you meet that deductible in the calendar year, you're going to pay 20% of all charges until you meet that out-of-pocket maximum. $6,350 as an individual, $12,700 as a family. Again, preventive care services covered at 100%. Doctor visits. This is going to be your sick visit, walk-in clinics, $35. Specialist $60, urgent care $75, and emergency room is $250. And then you have the same copays for your pharmacy. Generics up to $10, your brand name preferred up to $35, brand name non-preferred between $60 and $120. And then you have 4 additional tiers under specialty drugs. The next plan is a high deductible health plan. This is the PPO 5000 HDHP. So what this means is that you have to pay for all services before Blue Cross Blue Shield will start to pay. So your deductible is $5,000 for an individual, $10,000 for the family. Now all services, doctor visits, urgent care, emergency room, and non-preventative prescriptions are going to be subject to that deductible. That means you pay the contracted negotiated rate for services depending on where they are rendered. Preventative care services and preventative drugs and FDA-approved contraceptives are covered before your deductible and at no cost to you. This type of plan is eligible for HSA or health savings account. This is money that you put aside in a health savings account that you can use towards medical services, dental, vision, for yourself and spouse and any qualified dependents. We will go over the HSA in detail on the next screen. The next plan is a $6,350. This is a $6,350 individual deductible, $12,700 family deductible. Now, if you meet that deductible in the calendar year, you will be covered at 100%. On this plan, your preventative care services, age-appropriate screenings, and immunization are going to be covered in full. You do have copays for your doctor visit, walk-in clinics at $25, your specialists are $50, urgent care $75, and emergency room $250. You have copays available before the deductible on this plan, again before the deductible. So up to $10 for those generic drugs, preferred brand name $35, non-preferred brand name between $60 and $120 copay, and then again 4 additional tiers under specialty. Health savings account. So you do have a high deductible health plan that is being offered. That's an HSA qualified plan. So a few items that you have to think about when you're going to be enrolling in a high deductible health plan. Number one, are you going to be eligible to open an HSA and take advantage of the pre-tax savings? So the amount that you elect is deducted from your paycheck on a pre-tax basis. It gets into an account that's owned by you. You do not lose the money. There is no use it or lose it provision. If you leave the company, that money goes with you and stays with you. Free qualifiers. Number one, you have to enroll in a high deductible health plan, which you have the opportunity to do so. You cannot be covered under another plan that is not a high deductible health plan. For example, if you're covered under a spouse's plan and you have co-pays for your doctor visits, that is a disqualifier. If you're covered under Medicare, Medi-Cal, TRICARE, any of those type of plans that have a copay before deductible, you are excluded from being able to open an HSA. Also, you cannot be enrolled in any part of Medicare. You may be Medicare age, but you cannot, and not enrolled in Medicare, and you are fine to put money in your HSA. But as soon as you enroll in Medicare, you have to stop your contributions to your HSA. You can use those dollars to pay for your medical expenses and even Medicare premiums. Also, you cannot be claimed as a dependent on anybody else's tax returns. If you qualify, you can open your HSA account. Please review your benefit guide for instructions on how to open your HSA account. Under IRS rules, there are maximums, which is the amount of money you can put aside for medical expenses, dental, vision for yourself, spouse, and qualified dependents. For the 2021 plan year, the maximum is going to be $3,600 for an individual, $7,200 for a family, and under IRS rules, a family is going to be one plus. So it could be one plus a spouse, one plus a child, or an entire family. Also, if you are 55 plus and not yet enrolled in Medicare, you can add an additional $1,000 into the account, making it $4,600 as an individual or $8,200 as a family. Next is a flexible spending account. So again, this is pre-tax dollars that you select up to $2,500 in a calendar year. When you receive your Visa card, it is loaded with the amount that you've selected. So if you elect the full $2,500, once you receive the card, it will be ready to go. Keep in mind that this plan does have a maximum of a $500 carryover into the next plan year. Also, anything in excess of $500 on December 31st of that current year will be forfeited. If you leave the company, you cannot take this with you. It is turned off. You may use these funds to pay for qualified expenses for yourself, spouse, or dependent children. You may also enroll in this account by itself. You do not need to enroll in any other coverages. You also have access to the Dependent Care FSA. So this is money you can set aside, pre-tax dollars, to pay for qualified daycare or elderly care expenses. Blue Cross Blue Shield Blue Care Anywhere is your new telemedicine provider. So they offer medical, counseling, and psychiatry services via Skype or telephone. Until the end of the pandemic, all of these services are going to be at zero copay. Once you receive your Blue Cross Blue Shield ID card and your welcome kit, please register on Blue Care Anywhere AZ. Download the app so it's ready to use when you need it. Next, we're going to go over your dental coverages. There are no changes to the coverages or the premiums. On the PPO-based plan, you have $1,500 to use towards dental services for yourself and any dependents enrolled in the plan. Additionally, you get another $1,000 to use for child orthodontia, and that's a one-time lifetime benefit per child. Your preventative care services, which are going to be your x-rays, cleanings twice a year, those are going to be covered at 100% with no deductible. Basic services, which are emergency services or cavities, you're going to pay 20% of the cost. And if you use the basic services or the major services, you do have a one-time deductible of $50 as an individual or $150 as a family. The major services are going to include your root canal, your implants, your dentures, your crowns, endodontics, periodontics. That's going to be a 50-50 car share between you and Delta Dental. The next plan that is available is the Delta Care USA DHMO plan. This plan does not have an annual maximum. This plan does not have an annual deductible. You still have preventative care services, which are cleanings twice a year covered at 100%, basic services, major services, and all other services, including child and adult orthodontia, are going to be covered at 100%. These are pages from the fee schedule, so this is going to be included in the email that you receive. So you have to find the treatment that you're going to receive, the diagnostic code, and a dollar amount associated with that is what you pay. You may use your HSA dollars or FSA dollars to pay for these services. Your vision plan, no changes to your vision plan. So it is still with iMed using the Insight network. Your eye exam available every 12 months, and it is going to be a rolling 12 months, which means if you went to get your eye exam on July 1st, 2020, you do have to wait until July 1st, 21 or thereafter to schedule an exam. And that is going to be at a $10 copay. Your frame's available every 12 months. You have a $120 allowance and then 20% off the balance. Lenses, these are plastic lenses, single vision, bifocal or trifocal. You have a $10 copay. Contact lenses, you have an $80 allowance to use towards your contact lenses and then 15% off the balance over $80. Medically necessary contact lenses are always covered in full. Voluntary Life. So we are changing from Unum to MetLife. So if you're enrolled today under the Unum policy, you do have to complete a new enrollment form. All employees that work 20 plus hours are eligible for the life and AD&D policy. It's 5 times your annual income up to $500,000. The guarantee issue is 5 times your annual earnings up to $200,000. If you are enrolled today under the Unum plan and you are up to $200,000, you will be grandfathered in. If you have less than $200,000 and are eligible for more, you may increase it up to $100,000 guarantee issue. For your spouse, the guarantee issue is $25,000 and children is $10,000. Also, an enhancement to this coverage is no benefit reduction. The short-term and long-term disability also moved to MetLife. If you live in the state of California, your state short-term disability will supersede this policy and will pay more. In the event that you live outside of the state of California, you can enroll in the short-term disability. So this policy starts to pay on the 14th day. The benefits covered are 60% of your pre-disability earnings up to $1,000 a week. The maximum duration of this coverage is 11 weeks. The long-term disability that everyone has access to, again, this is a 100% voluntary program, again, starts to pay at the 90th day or the termination of the disability, short-term disability. It covers up to 60% of your pre-disability earnings up to $7,500 a month, and this policy lasts until age 65 or normal Social Security retirement age. The MetLife plan does have a pre-existing limitation, which means if you saw a provider, took medication, or were diagnosed with a condition 3 months prior to the effective date of this policy, and you went out on leave in the 2021, it would not be a compensable event. If you are enrolled today in the short or long-term disability and have been for most of the year, you have more than satisfied the pre-existing limitation. Your EAP program or Employee Assistance Plan. This is services available to you, 100% confidential, no reporting to your employer or anybody else on why you're calling. So this is services available to yourself and your family members. You'll have 3 face-to-face visits in person or via Skype per incident. There are other resources available on the website, such as discounts, self-help videos, concierge services, a lot of services that you may take advantage of at no cost to you. The Aflac policies that you know today are going to be changing. They are moving to group policies. You're going to get a lot more coverage and it's going to be potentially less expensive to you. You do have to contact an Aflac representative. Contact information is listed here on the screen and in your email. Reach out to Jose Shineman or call the Aflac enrollment line and they can go over the coverages with you. Pet healthcare is still available. There is a slight increase to the premiums from current. You do have to go to the UnitedPetCare.com cbr website in order to enroll. It is also a really good place to start because you can enter your zip code and see if the veterinarian you use today is part of the program. So this program does cover dogs, cats, birds, rabbits, ferrets, pocket pets, and reptiles. There is no pre-existing condition limitation and no breed is excluded. Legal Shield and ID Shield. You have access to these plans. If you're enrolled in any of these coverages, the Pet Healthcare, Legal Shield, or ID Shield, you do not need to change anything in order for the coverage to continue. Legal Shield is a suite of attorneys that you have at your disposal that provide legal assistance, 24-hour services. They have trial defense services, power of attorney, living wills, and much more. Identity Shield helps protect you against identity theft. They monitor the credit, the web, including the dark web, to make sure your information is not being used. All right, next step. So all employees must complete either an enrollment form or a waiver for medical, dental, and vision, and there are no exceptions to that. If you are enrolled today in the Unum Life or any of the disability products, you must complete a new MetLife Voluntary Life and AD&D form. Do not forget to update your beneficiary information on those forms. If you wish to enroll for the first time for either the life, the short term, or the long term, please remember to complete that same MetLife form. If you have questions as to how much you have under Unum, or if you are enrolled, please contact your HR representative. Remember, your flexible spending account does not automatically roll over. You do have to complete a new enrollment form. Make sure you complete that. All forms enrollment are due by December 7th to CBR.